The notification came at 9:47 p.m. He was already in bed, phone in hand, scrolling through nothing in particular. A video about productivity, an article about morning routines, someone's opinion about something that didn't matter. His wife was asleep beside him. He could hear her breathing, steady, peaceful. He was 34 years old, project manager at a tech company, good salary, benefits, a nice apartment, a car that was only 2 years old. His phone said he'd spent 6 hours and 42 minutes on it today, screen time. The report came every Sunday. He always meant to do something about it. The bedroom was dark except for the blue glow. He should put it down. He knew he should. Just one more scroll. His wife stirred. Her hand touched his arm and then fell away. He kept scrolling. In the morning, the alarm went off at 6:30. He hit snooze twice. His wife was already in the kitchen, coffee brewing. She smiled when she saw him. He poured coffee and opened his phone. 17 new emails since last night. He read through them while she talked about her day, something about her sister, something about dinner plans. He nodded at the right moments. "Are you listening?" she asked. "Yeah, your sister, dinner." She looked at him for a moment, then turned back to her coffee. At work, he had 3 meetings before lunch. He took his laptop to all of them and answered emails during the boring parts. Everyone did. Lunch was at his desk, a sandwich. He ate it while watching a YouTube video, 23 minutes long. The algorithm had recommended it. His phone buzzed, text from his wife. "Don't forget, we're meeting Tom and Lisa at 7. He'd forgotten. He typed back, "I remember." Tom was his best friend from college. They saw each other maybe 4 times a year now. Always said they should hang out more. Never did. At 5:47, he was still at his desk, just finishing up one more thing. The one more thing took 40 minutes. He texted his wife he was on the way. Traffic was bad. He sat in it and scrolled through Twitter, Instagram, back to Twitter. Someone had posted something stupid. He started typing a response, posted it, immediately regretted it. Checked to see if anyone had liked it. 1 like. He got to the restaurant at 7:18. They were already seated. His wife gave him a look. "Sorry, traffic." His phone buzzed in his pocket. He took it out, just to check. "Sorry, work thing." His wife was looking at him again. Tom was talking about something, a trip they'd taken. "Remember when we went to Austin?" He remembered, sort of. The details were fuzzy. Had that been 6 years ago? 7? "We should do that again," Tom said. "Definitely. Let's plan it." They wouldn't plan it. On the drive home, his wife was quiet. "What's wrong?" he asked. "Nothing." "Come on. You were on your phone the whole time." "I wasn't on it the whole time." "You checked it 17 times, I counted." He wanted to argue. Instead, he said, "I'm sorry. You always say that." She was right. At home, he got into bed, opened his phone. His Twitter reply had gotten 3 likes now. Someone had quote tweeted it. He read their take, started typing a response. His wife kissed him goodnight. He kissed her back, still typing with one hand. "Can you put that away?" she asked. 1 second. The second became 5 minutes. When he looked up, she had her back to him. At 1:23 a.m., he was still awake. He'd pick the phone up again at midnight, just to check one thing, a video about the economy, an argument in the comments, a rabbit hole about some controversy he'd never heard of. He finally put it down at 1:47, closed his eyes, wondered if anyone had responded, picked it up again at 1:51. The years moved like that. Notifications and meetings and scrolling and promising to be present and then not being present. His wife stopped asking him to put the phone away. She just went quiet when he picked it up. They talked about having kids someday, when things settled down, when work wasn't so crazy, when he had more time. He never had more time. His father called on Sundays. Every Sunday, they talked for maybe 15 minutes. How's work? How's the weather? His father always sounded like he wanted to say more. He never did. Neither did he. One Sunday, his mother called instead. His father had had a stroke. Tuesday morning, they were at the hospital. He was stable, but it was serious. He booked a flight for the next day. His mother picked him up. She looked older than he remembered. At the hospital, his father was asleep, tubes, monitors. His mother sat beside the bed and held his father's hand. He kept asking for you, she said. I'm here now. He stayed for 3 days, flew back for a meeting he couldn't miss. His father was getting better. He'd come back soon, maybe next month. On the flight home, he opened his laptop, answered emails, checked his phone during descent, 43 notifications. He meant to visit, kept meaning to, but work was busy. There was always a deadline, always something that couldn't wait. At 39, he got promoted, senior project manager. His phone screen time hit 8 hours and 12 minutes on a Tuesday. His wife wanted to talk. They hadn't been connecting lately. She felt like they were roommates. She missed him. He was right there. They lived together. But she was right. He was never really there. They went to therapy. The therapist asked about his phone usage. What was he looking for? He didn't know. Information, updates, the feeling of being connected, of being needed. The therapist asked what he was avoiding. I don't know, he said finally. Nothing, everything, the quiet. His wife asked him to try something one evening, no phones, just them. He agreed. They made it 40 minutes. His phone was in the other room. He kept thinking about it, wondering what he was missing. At 41, his mother called on a Thursday. His father had had another stroke, massive. He got there Friday night. His father was unconscious. The doctors said it could be hours, could be days. He sat by the bed, his mother on one side, him on the other. His phone kept buzzing. He ignored it, then checked it, then put it away, then checked it again. His father died Saturday morning at 6:34 a.m. He was looking at his phone when it happened, reading an email, something about a timeline. His mother made a sound, small, broken. He looked up and knew. The email was still open on his screen. After the funeral, he found things while cleaning out his father's office. Old photos, a Father's Day card he'd made in 3rd grade. His father had kept it. There was a journal, his father's handwriting, an entry from 2 years ago, after his last visit home. He was here for 2 days. I don't think he looked up from his phone for more than a few minutes. I wanted to ask him about his life, his marriage, what he dreams about, but he was always somewhere else. I don't know my own son anymore. I don't think he knows himself. He read it 3 times, then he closed the journal. At 42, back home, he started noticing things. How many people walked down the street staring at screens? How many sat in restaurants together, both on their phones? How he did the same thing every time, without thinking. His wife asked if he wanted to go for a walk, just a walk. He left his phone at home. They walked for 30 minutes, and he checked his pocket 17 times. Muscle memory, reaching for something that wasn't there. Strange, isn't it, his wife said, how lost we feel without it. He started putting the phone in another room at night, started leaving it in his bag during dinner. The first week was hard, the phantom buzzes, the urge to check, the feeling that he was missing something crucial. The second week was easier. By the 3rd week, he started noticing other things. How blue the sky was, how his wife laughed, how coffee actually tasted when you paid attention, how much time there was, how much time there had always been. Tom called. Want to grab a beer? He almost said he was too busy. Yeah, he said. Tomorrow? They went to the bar from college, talked for 3 hours about real things, Tom's marriage problems, his own, the feeling that everything was moving too fast and too slow at the same time. Remember when we had time? Tom said. We have the same amount of time we've always had. Then where did it go? He knew where it went, into the scroll, into the feed, into the endless refresh, into the illusion of connection while becoming more alone. At home, his wife was reading, an actual book. Good time, she asked. Yeah, really good. His phone was in the other room, charging, face down. He felt lighter. He deleted Twitter, then Instagram, then LinkedIn. Kept his phone, but removed the things that had turned minutes into hours, into years. Work didn't fall apart. Turns out most of what felt urgent was just noise. He started calling his mother every Sunday. The conversations got longer, deeper. She told him stories about his father, about the man he'd never really known because he'd never really asked. He and his wife started taking walks every evening, no phones, just talking, relearning each other. They talked about kids again, for real this time. At 44, his wife got pregnant. His daughter was born in March, 7 pounds, 3 ounces. He held her and felt time stop and speed up at the same time. The first night home, she cried at 2 a.m. He got up, walked her around the apartment. His phone was somewhere, he didn't know where, didn't care. She quieted in his arms, looked up at him, eyes unfocused, already changing, already growing. This moment, right now, this was it. He thought about his father, about the journal entry, about all the times he'd been there but not there. He thought about the hours he'd lost, not to work, not to anything important, to the scroll, to the comfortable numbness of perpetual distraction. You can't get those hours back. You think there's always tomorrow, always next week, always someday when things slow down. But things don't slow down. You just run out of time. His daughter fell asleep in his arms. He kept holding her, watching her breathe, present, finally, completely. At 45, his daughter was 1 year old, learning to walk. Every day something new, every moment unrepeatable. He watched her, really watched, without documenting, without sharing, just watched. His wife caught him staring one evening. What are you thinking about? How much I almost missed. She knew what he meant. That night, after his daughter was asleep, they sat on the couch, no TV, no phones, just sitting, his wife's head on his shoulder. I'm glad you came back, she said. I'm glad you waited. Outside, the city moved. People on their phones, scrolling, searching, missing it. He'd been one of them for so long. Time wasn't the problem. He'd always had enough time. The problem was where he'd spent his attention. His daughter would grow up fast. Everyone said so. He'd blink and she'd be 5, 10, 15. But not yet, not tonight. Tonight she was 1, and he was here, and that was enough. He just hadn't known it until it was almost too late.